On a solemn spring morning outside Engine 18 on Capitol Hill, first responders say their final farewell to D.C. firefighter Stephen Shipp. This is Shipp months before he died, telling me how much he loved the job that he knew was slowly killing him.
It is my dream job. I would go back tomorrow if I could.
Recovering from invasive surgeries and 25 rounds of 52-hour chemotherapy treatments.
Yes, please.
It was sometimes hard for him to speak at all. But when talking about the fire service...
I grew up in the D.C. Fire Department. My dad was a firefighter.
This is Shipp in 2019, before he was sick. For 20 years, he was a firefighter technician in D.C., driving his beloved Truck 7.
That's the last truck I drove.
His life changed in January 2023 when doctors told him a large cancerous mass had spread from his appendix to his colon.
I just remember my wife coming back in the recovery room, and we cried and we hugged, and we just said, well, we're going to fight.
But the fight they had wasn't what they expected. Under D.C. law, active duty firefighters with cancers presumed to be caused by toxic exposures on the job are eligible for workman's compensation and, if necessary, line of duty death benefits. That means the district will cover their time off for treatment, their entire medical costs, and if they died from their illness, their family could receive their full salary and annual survivor benefits. All of this beyond what private insurance would cover alone.
I thought they would just automatically do the right thing and take care of you. It's a brotherhood.
But Shipp's cancer was not one of D.C.'s presumptives, even with rectal cancer on the list. Steve's colorectal cancer was initially denied presumptive coverage.
Not only was I worried about living, I was worried about, 20 years of my life, a paycheck, my family, like getting the honor that, they deserve and I deserve.
His doctors, specialists in cancer treatment, wrote letters on his behalf to D.C. Fire and the clinic which oversees first responders' care, saying they believed his cancer is likely caused by exposure to carcinogens while firefighting.
And they still said no, it doesn't meet the criteria.
2 months after we spoke to Shipp, he passed away. He was 47 years old.
I regretted that I couldn't make it to the funeral.
3 days before Shipp died from cancer, Sean Celestine was having a 6-inch cancerous tumor removed from his leg. He worked with Shipp for 14 years at Engine 18 and retired from D.C. Fire in January after he was diagnosed with sarcoma, a rare cancer not on D.C.'s presumptive list, though some studies have linked it to known carcinogens in firefighting.
I tried to get them to rule it performance of duty, POD, meaning that you got this because of your job. And they said no.
Is there any doubt in your mind where this cancer came from?
Not at all. We had firefighting foam when I was in the academy that's now been ruled a cancer causing. We've had to change gear, our protective gear, because the gear we've had has been known to cause cancer. There's no cancer in my family. Where else am I going to have gotten it from?
We are seeing more and more different types of cancers.
For decades, attorney Ken Berman has represented firefighters fighting for presumptive benefits after being diagnosed with cancer. He says the presumptive lists are behind what firefighters are experiencing now.
The chemicals keep changing, and so you're always a step behind this moving target.
A 2013 federal study of nearly 30,000 firefighters who served between 1950 and 2009 found they had a 14% increase in cancer-related deaths.
Just being a firefighter means it's one of the most highest risks of contracting cancer.
Ed Kelly leads the International Association of Firefighters and says they're pushing for Congress to expand the Public Safety Officers Benefit Program to provide benefits to all federal, state, and local first responders who die from job-related cancer. Now it's up to each state to decide what cancer to cover.
You can work right over one city line, one county line, one state line, and have an entirely different set of benefits.
As Sean prepares for another round of chemo, he's appealing D.C. Fire to cover his medical bills and the time he took off for treatment, costs not covered by private insurance.
I want them to say, yes, your cancer is a cancer that we're responsible for the next person.
After months of fighting, the department approved Shipp's claim, and the city council eventually added several cancers, including colorectal, to the district's presumptive list. But Ship told us getting his reimbursements and medicines covered was a battle in and of itself. A system he said must be improved for every firefighter who risks it all to save others.
I'm not going to grow old with my family because of what I did. The least they can do is treat me like a human and treat my family with respect.
Ship told us he repeatedly asked to sit down with department leadership to talk about ways to improve the system. Since he never got that meeting,
for those in the leadership team here today,
he asked his best friend to deliver this message at his funeral.
I want the process to be made better and fixed if possible, not for me, but for the next one of us unfortunate enough to contract this horrific disease.
DC Fire denied our request for an interview, but in a statement said, "We stand in full solidarity with our colleagues who face life-altering health challenges." The statement continued that where evidence shows a connection between occupational exposure and illness, we support expanding the law. Ship was granted a line of duty death because of his cancer, but his family said they're still working through whether they'll receive his full death benefits. Meanwhile, Sean is completing what he hopes will be his final round of chemo. He said regardless of what the department decides about his case, he's focused on getting better and beginning his retirement back in his home state of Oklahoma, where he has a ranch waiting for him, and he can't wait to get out there and start retirement.
Boy, do we wish him the best.
Absolutely.